DLC.
The other game that took me completely by surprise, and I am completely enamored with this game. I love it. I love it so very much, and I can't explain why it's taken me by storm so much. This game is called EcoGnomix. EcoGnomix, like a gnome. So it's EcoGnomix. EcoGnomix. This is ostensibly like a resource management city builder kind of game. Very charming art style, I think. It looks like claymation to me. And you're controlling a group of gnomes who delve deep underground, and every layer they go down gets more challenging as they go down. You've got this little like platform on a rope, and it's lowering down into the depths of this mine. And you have different gnomes that you can recruit, that you can purchase to be part of your little group of gnomes. And it takes place on this isometric, very small grid-like kind of diamond-shaped, well, they're not all diamond-shaped, but you get my drift. They're like these little diorama-looking things. They're very small, very contained. And on them, on the little platforms, on the little grids, there are creatures like chickens and other little creatures that you can harvest for food. There are plants that you can chop down and harvest for other kinds of resources. There's little specialty things that'll like hop around, and you can try to attack those. That'll spew out other resources. Anyway, you're collecting different kinds of resources as you go down deeper into the mine. The farther you go down, the better the resources get. But after a certain number of turns inside each layer, bats will fly through the cavern and steal your food. And if they steal all of your food, if you get down to 0 food, you have to go back to the top. Your run is over, and you have to go back you have to pull out of the mine and go back to the top. So you're trying to maintain enough food to keep going deeper while also getting a bunch of resources that you can use. One of the resources is food that you can use immediately, and you can buy things during your run as you go down and upgrade your guys and add more guys. But also you'll pull those resources back up at the top when you're done to build buildings at the surface that will increase your tech tree, allow you to build newer, cooler things, have cooler kinds of gnomes that do cooler kinds of things. Hunters will attack food, and you can get them like flaming swords that will immediately cook the food as you kill it, so that it will feed more bats, basically. Anyway, you're going deeper and deeper. But the key feature of this is that when you click the go button on a turn, you've put your gnomes where you want on different grids on this space. And when you press go, they go for 7 turns each time you say go. And the 7 turns are chop a tree, chop a tree, chop a tree, chop a tree, 7 times, or shoot an arrow, shoot an arrow, shoot an arrow, 7. But they have to have the thing that they are harvesting in proximity to them each of those 7 turns, or they have nothing to do. Then there's certain ways to get them to move. There's certain ways to power them up so that if they have nothing to do, they actually do something cool. There's all these different ways to mitigate that. But ultimately, it's like placing gnomes in a space that is most advantageous for each of the 7 turns that they go in one go.
I'm looking at the video. Do you have to kind of like lead those attacks? Or do you have to like kind of anticipate where they're going, or do they just automatically attack what they're going?
They automatically attack the best possible target in their range. Okay. So you'll know where their range is when you place them. And there's certain things you can do to expand their range, to change their range, but you place them and you know what stuff is around them at any given time. And again, there's other stuff that moves. There's some stuff that moves when you smack it. So like your hunter will smack it with an axe and it'll move away from them, but then it'll move back on the subsequent turn. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's hopping around as your guys are standing in place, smacking it. There's something just so satisfying about this game that I can't really explain. I love how it looks. I love how it feels. I love the push your luck element, but it's also like kind of a cozy game that makes me feel good. The penalties aren't super harsh. Like my gnomes don't get murdered, you know. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is parts of the grid will crumble turn to turn. So your gnomes always have little propellers on their back, so they'll never fall to their death. But if the land underneath them crumbles, then they can't do anything. So you've put them in a bad spot, and then they can't harvest anything because now they're just holding on to their propeller backpack. Although there's an upgrade that lets you upgrade them to be able to mine while they're hovering. Anyway, I just love this game. I love this game. It's called EcoGnomix. I have no idea if my explanation makes it sound fun at all, but it is really fun. It's a delight. And you at the surface, you're building new buildings. You're turning, just the raw wood that you get into planks, or you're bottling things into bottles, and there's a whole tech tree on the surface level that lets you make even cooler stuff down below. And you've got better and better gnomes. Like you can get a gnome that releases a beaver, and the beaver will like do things every turn. And it's just so cute and clever and fun and addictive. I really love this game. It's a delight. It's called EcoGnomix.
I'm definitely intrigued by this one.
Out? I'm looking at its Steam page and it says
no,
to
it
be
is
announced.
Not out.
Okay.
They were having a demo for the
fest
for the fest, which is how I played it. It's a very robust demo, but this one is 100% a day one purchase for me when it finally hits Steam. I don't think it has a release date yet, but I'm in love with it.
The art style alone is fantastic. It kind of reminds me of the remake of Link to the Past.
Yes, that like kind of claymation-y look, right?
Yeah.
There's like they're squat little characters that kind of look like they're modeled out of clay, or they're little. It's a great game.
Do you think this is going to be playable on Steam Deck? I'm a Mac guy, so I don't have a mouse and keyboard PC. It looks very mouse heavy in what I'm seeing, but maybe you could manipulate it with a stick.
I suspect you could manipulate with a stick, but also, Steam Deck lets you do a mouse, with the thumb pad thingy. I know it's not great.
So sensitive.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I played all of Slice and Dice, was with that. So
it's on iOS.
Good at it.
It's on iOS.
Wait, what Slice and Dice is?
Yeah. Did you know that?
No, I wish somebody had emailed me about it.
Yeah. I'm a big Slice type gamer.
Yeah, I knew that about you.
You can get the full audio version of this show by subscribing to the RSS feed, which you can find at dlcpod.com. And you can support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/dlcpod, where you will get ad-free versions of the show, video versions of the show on demand, and a whole bunch of extra content, like Wednesday's show, paid DLC, including spoiler chats, so much more. That's patreon.com/DLCpod.